This is a flight from Gettysburg to York, Pennsylvania, November 2nd, 2019 in Cubcrafters Sports Cub N998CR Charlie. Doing cross-country practice work now, so I made a flight from Boblitz to York and then from York to Gettysburg. So now we're going back home and we'll show the departure from Gettysburg on our way back to York. Typical takeoff. We'll lift off at around 50 miles an hour. Start climbing. Best climb speed is around 65 to 70 miles an hour, so we'll actually climbing at a rate of almost 1,000 feet per minute. Pretty impressive for a 100 horsepower airplane. I'm going to make a sharp turn to the left here and stay tight to the airport runway because there's a development close to the airport and I don't want to be flying directly over it when I'm climbing out, making maximum noise. So whenever I'm flying near a residential area, I try to avoid being too noisy. Alright, well then we'll just head out a little bit to the northeast. Probably heading somewhere around 45. The Gettysburg town, or the city of Gettysburg, is to our right south. US 30 was next to the Gettysburg airport, but it dips down south to go through the city, and then it will come back north and then start going westbound as we get closer to York. So this is useful to get a feel for the landmarks, which will be useful on our departure and our approach. The first landmark we probably want to look for, keeping in mind that US 30 is to our south, and the first landmark we're going to see is the Gettysburg High School. You'll notice, as you will anywhere, that schools with playgrounds, stadiums, baseball fields, and other things like that are usually pretty easy to spot from a low altitude. And you'll see the Gettysburg High School complex coming up on a little bit to our right of our nose here right now. So although I use ForeFlight and GPS for navigation, generally what I try to do is also use dead reckoning and landmarks to be sure I'm confirming my location at all times. Alright, so to the right there you'll see the high school complex. You'll see some baseball fields. You'll see an oval running track and a football field, big parking lot. So it's right off to the right of my nose right now, almost directly in front of the plane to the right. Coming up next will be the old business Route 15 and the new US Highway 15, which is a super highway. I think it's 4 lanes. That'll be coming up soon, just ahead. As you can see, we're slowly turning an arc to the right here. We're going to end up trying to go pretty much to the west here as we get closer and closer to York. We'll be following 30, almost paralleling it soon. We're going to be a little bit north of it for a while. Alright, our next landmark, after we pass over, you'll see we're coming over the old Highway 15 and the new highway, US 15, 4-lane highway just below us. We're going to kind of almost do a 90-degree to it right now. And just off to the left of our nose right now is the Platinum gas turbine generation plant. It generates electricity using gas turbines. Gone through a few owners recently, but it's a pretty big complex, and it's one of those things that seems to be easily recognizable from low altitude. It's big, but it sticks up enough that you can see it, and it's unique. So you can see the generation stacks where they use the gas turbines to generate electricity, and then the power station there with all the transformers and so forth for transmission lines. So we're essentially flying over Hunterstown right now. We're about to. To our left there'll be a little speedway called Hunterstown Speedway where small go-karts race. Not sure we'll see it, but it's on our left. Alright, straight ahead you'll see a highway just ahead of the nose, almost directly ahead of us, and that's US 30. That's going to be going almost directly west heading to York, because the York airport is right on US 30. So we're getting closer and closer to heading of 82 true. Alright, and in about another 10 minutes we'll be at York. But pretty much the rest of the flight is we're following US 30.